Okay, so we are done with the theoretical review. So we are going to what we call conceptual review. And here, conceptual review, you are talking about the key concepts in your research.
So before you continue,
okay.
So after the theoretical, the conceptual review should come.
Yeah, that is what the other time we were talking about.
Yes.
Some were saying that the conceptual review will come first before the theoretical review. Others are also saying that the theoretical review. Yeah. But let's first of all know what they all means and how to do them. If you know how to do them, it doesn't matter, it's a matter of what? Arrangement. So we have the conceptual review. My brother, if you are here, I want your full attention. Yapa.
You're slapped up, man.
I didn't know you're boy, man.
Okay, so conceptual review. Here, the emphasis is on letting people understand what the concepts that you are dealing with in your research. And remember, you always have your conceptual framework, is that not it? So we have the social media and academic performance. These are the concepts or the variables that we are interested in. So conceptual review targets these concepts. That's all. And that three things about them. What are they? If you pick this one alone, you have to define them. Remember?
Yes.
So you have to define what your concepts are. After defining, what do?
Explain.
You have to explain what they are. And then you do what you call conceptualization. So if you pick social media, can we define what it is? And the definition, we have two dimensions.
Yes.
We have generic and operationalized definition. Okay?
Yes, I watched this.
Okay. So you get a point from there. Yeah, that's right. But does it make sense? Do you think that what you're doing makes sense? Is that what you're saying? Okay. So this way of tuition is the practice of research. That is how I do research. That's how I do research. That's how people do research. So that is. So take it serious. Take it serious. It will really help you. If and only if you follow it. Just as we've been going to church, they've been telling us, do not do this, do this, don't do this, don't do this. If you follow it, you will see the impact. But if you don't follow it, you will see that it is what? Useless. But I'm sure those of you here, you are all ascribing to your research journey. So if you apply these principles in your research journey, it's not very easy for you. So let's look at definition. We have already talked about that. We have generic definition, and we have the operationalized what? Definitions. We bring operational definitions just to contextualize the concept. We bring operationalized definition just to contextualize the concept. Okay. So that is it. You don't have to really talk about it much. So if you pick any of the concepts, these are the things that we expect that you do. Then, so this is the first aspect, okay? Then the second aspect is that you see that relationships are established, right?
Yes, sir.
Relationships are what?
Established.
So you come and talk about theoretical relationships.
Another conceptual.
Because already you have done the review of the theories, right? So you can use the same theory to connect the two. The relationship. So you can look at, after we have explained what the concepts are, then come and look at social media and academic performance. Social media and academic performance. Under it, The relationship between social media and academic performance is underpinned by information processing theory. You have already spoken about that theory at the theoretical review, right? So you just go straight to the point. And when you pick how you link that theory to your study, that aspect, the last one, you pick it and then you elaborate it. That's all. Remember, when you do the theoretical review, the last point I said I link the theory to what? Your study. Is that not it?
Yes, sir.
So if you are talking about establishing that theoretical relationship, you go and pick that aspect and you can extensively elaborate it here. That's all. So financial planning, financial performance. What theory is establishing them? Then you use that theory to explain that kind of what? Relationship. That is different from empirical review. Okay. So that is it. So the first one is about the concept itself. Okay. It's about the concepts. So the concept themselves, we talk about the definition, the explanation, the conceptualization. And the conceptualization, we will talk about it deeper. When we talk about conceptualization, we are talking about the various dimensions of that particular concept. Is that not it? So when we talk about financial planning, if it has sub-dimensions, then we talk about the sub-dimensions of financial planning.
So can that be the measurement?
Yeah. When we're talking about conceptualization, it tells us to know how we are measuring the concept in our research area. Okay. So the dimensions. If it is about firm performance, we can have so many dimensions. We can have financial, non-financial, we can have marketing, operational, and all those things. So after talking about these various dimensions, which of them are you using in your study? So you can now come and say that the focus of firm performance is on financial performance. Then you give detailed or extensive explanation about what constitutes the financial performance. After that, I think we have already exhausted everything. We have explained the concepts, their definition, their conceptualization, and we have also established the relationship. Are you not done with the conceptual framework? Look at it carefully. We have already used the theory, is that not it? We have done the theoretical review. We have done the conceptual review. We have also used theory to explain the relationship, is that not it? So if you do these two basic things, you cover all the concepts. And everybody will understand the things that you are talking about in your research. So you don't have to talk about any concept that is not found on your conceptual framework. You don't have to talk about concepts that are not included in your conceptual framework. That's why I began by telling you that the conceptual framework or the model specifications form the basis of your literature review. If you are talking about academic performance, don't go and talk about student performance. It's different from academic performance, is that not it?
Yes, sir.
If you are talking about social media, don't go and talk about radio and television advertisement. They are not social media. Although they are media, is that not it? So that is what you mean by that. So once we are done with these two basic things, then the last one that we have to come and deal with, is context issues. Context what? Issues. Context issues. Very, very important. But you bringing the theoretical relationships and the concepts will help you to cover the things that are in the conceptual framework. Then the last one is the concept what? Issues. Every study has context. So context issues. Sometimes, if you don't talk about some of the contextual issues, people will not really see the thing that you are talking about or where you are doing the research. So that's why you have to come and talk about some of the context issues. That one day depends on the topic that you are writing about. You are talking about issues about licensed chemical shops. So we have already talked about financial planning, financial performance, access to capital. You have explained them, their relationship. Now we can now come and talk something about context. Maybe the regulation of licensed chemical shops in Ghana. Is that not it? So you write something about it.
Okay.
These are context for people to know the issues. We can talk about importance. So we can talk about this one, we can talk about current state of affairs. Okay. You can talk about current state of affairs, you can talk about importance. You can talk about structure of the context. If you are doing supply chain, you will be required to write about the supply chain structure of that particular industry. Even though it's not part of it, if you bring the supply chain structure, it makes it more visible for people to know what you are really dealing in or dealing with. You can also talk about brief history if you think it is relevant. Historical account. Historical accounts. You can also do comparative analysis if you think it is good. You can bring diagrams. You can bring diagrams. You can bring diagrams, graphs to explain issues. All those things are things that you can use to contextualize your work. When I'm doing the supply chain issue of cocoa, I did a time series analysis of cocoa production from 1970 to 2021. Just to show us the trend of the performance of the country when it comes to cocoa production. Even though it's not the core thing, but it is giving more contextual information about how the issues that are happening. Okay, so if you do this basic one and you add these contextual issues, I think your literature review will be perfecto, okay? And we didn't have any problem at all. Any question? If there are no questions, Alex, pause it for us.